What is going on, guys? It is ChosenTCG here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a final countdown deck for the March 2013 ban list. Alright, so before I continue, go check out the full deck list down below in the description. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. All right, so the final countdown, pretty much one of those decks that pretty much takes no skill to play, but it is a great deck overall. It's pretty fun, if you play it once in a while, and you can pretty much top locals, possibly regionals with this deck if you are lucky enough, if you play properly, if you have a nice side deck. And yeah, I don't have 3 MSTs for some reason. But let's just kind of get on with the deck. So 3 final countdowns, of course, and I do want to mention that when it says 20 turns, it means it doesn't mean literally 20 turns like okay, so it doesn't mean that after you're done and your opponent is done, that's 1 turn. It means after you're done and then after your opponent done, that's 2 turns. So technically, it's 10 of your opponent's turns. Just to kind of clarify, so it's not 20 of your opponent's turns. It's 20 turns in general in all. So 10 of your opponent's turns. So pretty much 3 copies of this, pretty much that's what the deck is about. And then you have 3 Cardcar Ds, so the monsters now 3 Cardcar Ds for draw engine, for power, for draw power. And then there's 3 Swift Scarecrow. So pretty much just to kind of like a battle fader, pretty much you just end the battle phase when your opponent attacks you directly, and you'll get a lot of direct attacks. So 3 copies of that. 3 Zero Gardnas. I play 3 because it's pretty much a Waboku. You summon this, you tribute it, and monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage during this turn. Yeah, what's it called? So pretty much you use it when your opponent declares an attack, and if you have a monster on the field, which I doubt you will, you pretty much don't take any battle damage, and you use it during your opponent's turn most of the time. So 1 jar for more draw power, 1 Gorz, for like defense. Same thing with battle fader, defense, and the battle phase. I have found out that the reason why people play Swift Scarecrow over Battle Fader is because there was a situation where I played an opponent and I was playing Black Wings. He played Battle Fader. He played Final Countdown, and then once he played Battle Fader, it was game over because I had Sirocco and I had Bora and I had a bunch of Black Wings swarmed around the field, and pretty much I pumped it all to Bora, and Bora pierced for over 7,000-8,000 damage. And when he read the card, he read Bora. He was like, oh, yeah, don't play Battle Fader. So Battle Fader is not that much of a bad card, but if your opponent has piercing monsters, that's when the card becomes bad, and that's why Swift Scarecrow is way better than Battle Fader. That's if any of you are wondering. Of course, 3 final countdown, and then the 1 day of peace. Yeah, so too good of a card. That's why I went down to 1. 3 circles, to get your final countdown quickly, or to get your Waboku, to get your Cardcar. Like, you could get anything. People keep thinking, oh, it's a waste of a card, but it's not really. You could get anything you want. That's the thing. Even though you're waiting 2 turns, it's still a good card. And then 3 Upstart Goblin. Just draw cards. 37 cards technically is how many cards this deck has, and it goes great with Frozen Soul. Next pod Duality, more consistency, draw engine. Dark Hole pretty much tries, like when your opponent has a full field, because they're not afraid, they know you have nothing. Like, I think some decks run Torrential, like Final Countdowns, but Dark Hole is definitely a good card just because, you have your opponent swarm the field, they're not afraid, and then next time you play Dark Hole, it's pretty much like infinite amount of pluses for you. So 3 Threatening, 3 Waboku, and then 3 Thunder Ruler. So Thunder Ruler is pretty much a nerf version of Waboku and Threatning Roar. So pretty much you have to activate during your opponent's battle phase, and then pretty much they have no battle phase that turn once you activate this card. And then Frozen Soul, you can only activate this card when your opponent when your life points are 2,000 or lower. Their opponent's battle phase, life points. So you skip your opponent's next battle phase, and that's why Upstart Goblin is good in this deck. It serves more than just thinning out the deck. So good card. Run 3 of those, and then your 3 Jar of Greed. You can also run like Legacy of Yatagarasu. So other cards, you can run Spirit Reaper, Marshmallow. You can also run Hope for Escape. It's pretty much extra draw card. Pretty much you what's it called? So activate if your opponent's life points are at least 1,000 or higher than yours. So you pay 1,000 life points, and then you draw cards for each for every 2,000 life points difference between you and your opponent. I think it's run more in Exodia, but I have used it in this deck. People have used it. It's a really good card in general. Of course, Torrential if you want. So these are just extra cards you could put in. And then there's Scrub Raid. It's actually a really good card because it pretty much is a continuous spell card. And during your battle phase, you can send one card other than this card to end the battle phase. So pretty much if your opponent attacks and you have like a dead card set, like let's say you have you're bluffing and you set your Jar of Greed, instead of drawing that card you can actually just use Scrub Raid. It's actually a really good card, but the fact that you can't send it to the graveyard, like the card itself to the graveyard is the reason why I don't run 3-5. If you can, it'll be actually way too much of a good card. You know, fusion extra deck, you don't really, there's no fusion extra deck, but however, I do recommend you putting like heroes or glider beasts, or like chimera tech, no, or 5-headed dragon if you want, because what happens is so this is like my secret strategy. Pretty much you just kind of lay your extra deck face up, and then you know, before the duel they'll be like, oh, I'm playing against glider beast, or I'm playing against heroes, right? And then they'll be like, oh, then if I'm playing against heroes I shouldn't summon a lot of monsters because he'll have absolute zero, or if I'm playing GBs they gotta have all these Starlight Road, and I can't set a lot of cards, you know. And then when they find out, oh, you're playing Final Countdown, they're gonna go, oh my God, he's playing Final Countdown. There was nothing to worry about. So it's just an extra thing to, you know, psych your opponent out, you know, trick them. And then you can play 5-headed dragon. You could, when you have 5-headed dragon, some people, you know, who aren't like super pro at the game, they'll be like, whoa, he's playing 5-headed dragon? Is he playing Chaos Dragons? But wait, no, Future Fusion is banned. Oh no, what's this guy thinking? Is he trying to troll me? So, you know, all these like strategies, it might work. Like if you just turn your deck face up with like, I don't know, GB or Geyseris, they might think you're playing GB. So that's one little trick. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Pretty much this is the Final Countdown without 3 copies of One Day Peace. Pretty much there's like infinite amount of ways to play this deck, but from what I've seen and from what I tested out, the best way is to just like draw the cards you need. And I don't mean play this like an Exodia style, but like play this like a half an Exodia style, and like half like an Exodia style and half like a stall deck. And by the way, so I have 9 cards here, 12 cards here that pretty much will stall out the game no matter what, with your traps. And for those of you who don't know, you basically have to end 10 of your opponent's battle phases. Unless you're playing Burn, of course, then you kind of lose already, since they can use Chain Burn, and if you chain to anything, you lose life points because of Chain Burn. But do realize that all these cards, they pretty much do end the battle phase. Oh, I'm sorry. They pretty much all end the battle phase, and they pretty much make you take no damage. So do realize that this deck is like, you can win relatively easily. I'm just saying, even like you can almost never have a bad hand unless you draw 3 circles. That's still, I mean, that's not that bad. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you later.